Take a look at what customs officers found when they searched two passengers arriving at JFK Airport. Investigators say the men arrived on the same flight from Santo Domingo with more than 20 pounds of. Sometimes airport security uncovers things so bizarre and so jaw-dropping, it's hard to believe they were ever there in the first place. What happens when someone tries to smuggle live exotic animals in their luggage? Or when security scans reveal ancient artifacts, human skulls, or even items that could belong in a spy movie? Airport security has literally seen it all, and in this video, we'll be taking you behind the X-ray machines and unraveling 20 of the wildest and craziest things found by airport security. Number 20. Dead snakes. In 2007, security officers at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport encountered a day they'd never forget when they stumbled upon an unusual and shocking discovery. Inside a man's luggage, customs agents found an astonishing haul of 30 dead snakes and several birds, all carefully packed in jars and bottles. The man had been traveling from South Korea to Atlanta, and his peculiar cargo raised immediate red flags. And even though the animals were no longer alive, U.S. Fish and Wildlife officers had to tread carefully. The man faced fines totaling $800 for multiple violations. One quotation was for failing to declare his unusual cargo, and the other was for breaking laws designed to protect endangered species. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service noted that many of these animals are commonly used in traditional Chinese or Asian medicine. Adding to the intrigue, some of the snakes were found with scorpions in their mouths and were preserved in a medicinal wine, often consumed in specific cultural practices. This preservation method suggested that the animals might have been destined for use in folk remedies, believed to promote health or vitality. But that's not all. Halfway across the world, airport staff uncovered something even more unsettling. Number 19. Spider footwear. Airport staff at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport in the Philippines were going about their usual routine when they came across a package that immediately sets off alarms, not for its size, weight, or suspicious labels, but for what's hiding inside. As they peel back the layers of this unusual parcel, they discover 119 live tarantulas, carefully stashed inside a pair of Asics running shoes. The Bureau of Customs later shared the bizarre find on Facebook, revealing that the package had been sent all the way from Poland by an individual named Michael Kinky. Its destination was General Trias, Cavite, in the Philippines. The unusual packaging alone had raised suspicions, prompting officials to take a closer look. Inside, the tarantulas were neatly placed in small plastic jars, hidden within the shoes, as if they were just another unusual souvenir. However, in the Philippines, owning or trading tarantulas isn't just strange, it's illegal. These spiders are considered endangered, and smuggling them into the country can land you in serious trouble. Violators face fines and jail time ranging from 6 months to a full year. And just when we thought airport security had seen it all, this new case from Spain shattered expectations in the most alarming way. Number 18. The suitcase stowaway. In a deeply unsettling case from Spain, the lengths to which a desperate father went to reunite with his 8-year-old son left authorities and the public alike in shock. The man, unable to navigate legal avenues for bringing his child into the country, turned to smugglers for help. But the plan they devised was not only illegal, but dangerously reckless. It involved sneaking the boy into Spain by hiding him inside a suitcase. The incident happened at a routine security checkpoint at Ceuta, a Spanish enclave bordering Morocco. Airport security officers, trained to detect suspicious packages, were alarmed when a suitcase triggered an unusual scanner alert. Upon inspection, they made a shocking discovery. A young boy, curled up in the cramped confines of the bag, clearly terrified and struggling to process the ordeal. Thankfully, the child was unharmed and immediately placed under protective care. The father, however, was swiftly arrested, facing harsh legal consequences for his role in the scheme. During interrogations, both the father and his son claimed they were unaware of the smugglers' exact plan. But the gravity of the situation left little room for leniency in the eyes of the law. Interestingly, thousands of miles away, an even more bizarre discovery unfolded. Number 17. A dead body. In 2016, at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, TSA officers were shocked when a body was rolled up for screening. It wasn't a passenger though, but rather what appeared to be a decaying corpse, dressed in white, ready to be X-rayed. Naturally, this traveler caused quite a stir among both staff and onlookers. However, after a thorough inspection, it turned out the weird figure wasn't a real body at all, but a prop from the 2003 horror film Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The realistic appearance of the figure had everyone fooled initially, but once the TSA officers realized it was harmless, they cleared it for travel. One staff member even snapped a picture of the strange movie prop being screened and playfully commented, "He was checked out and sent on his way." The TSA later shared the peculiar discovery on their Instagram account, captioning the post with a cheeky line, "Talk about deadheading. This old-timer is actually from the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre." The light-hearted post quickly gained attention, highlighting the odd but amusing encounters TSA staff sometimes face. While this movie prop at Atlanta's airport turned heads in an amusing twist, a shipment at Chicago's O'Hare a few years earlier left jaws dropping for entirely different reasons. Number 16. Severed heads. In 2013, a rather unusual shipment arrived at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, leaving many people scratching their heads. This wasn't a typical cargo, it was a box containing 18 human heads, still covered in skin. Surprisingly, there was nothing threatening about it. The shipment had been sent from researchers in Rome and was intended for a morgue in Chicago for proper handling. The heads were preserved and clearly marked as a medical shipment, making the whole process completely legitimate. However, there was an interruption. Someone had forgotten to file a crucial piece of paperwork, which temporarily left the shipment in void. Authorities at the airport treated the incident with surprising nonchalance, explaining that transporting human body parts for medical purposes is actually quite common. Schools, hospitals, and research institutions often receive these shipments for educational and scientific use. According to officials, the mix-up was nothing more than an official obstacle, and in faraway Bangkok authorities uncovered a far more sinister cargo. What began as a routine luggage check quickly spiraled into a shocking discovery that left authorities reeling. Number 15. The tiger cub smuggling. An incredible and shocking incident happened at Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport, but left both authorities and the public astounded. Airport security officers were performing routine luggage checks when they came across what appeared to be an ordinary suitcase filled with packed animals. At first glance, it seemed to be a shipment of luxury toys destined for a non-profit organization. But as the security team inspected further, they made a jaw-dropping discovery. A live tiger cub, heavily confident, hidden among the toys. The little cub, estimated to be around 2 months old, was carefully pushed away as though it were just another soft toy. Authorities believe the calming was intended to keep the tiger quiet during the journey. The suitcase's owner, a 31-year-old Thai woman, was attempting to board a flight to Iran, where the cub was suspected to be destined for the illegal wildlife trade, a multi-billion-dollar black market dealing in exotic animals. This discovery sparked widespread outrage and concern about the extreme measures smugglers take to transport live animals illegally. Not only was the cub's health at risk due to the sleeping pills, but the cramped and concealed environment of the suitcase could have led to suffocation or worse if it had gone unnoticed. The authorities acted swiftly, rescuing the cub and placing it under the care of Thailand's Wildlife Conservation Office. The smuggler was arrested on the spot, facing charges of violating international wildlife protection laws. But Bangkok wasn't the only airport to uncover something bizarre. Thousands of miles away in New York, TSA agents stumbled upon a discovery just as peculiar hidden among a passenger's belongings. Number 14. Baby shark. At Syracuse Hancock International Airport in New York, a TSA agent pulls out a sealed bottle containing a baby shark. A passenger had attempted to carry a preserved baby shark in a jar onto their flight. This unusual discovery shocked the passengers. TSA agents confiscated the item immediately. While it's not every day you encounter a marine creature among carry-on items, it's important to note that such objects often violate TSA's strict policies regarding transporting biological specimens. These regulations exist not just for safety, but to prevent the illegal transport of endangered species or unauthorized items. While the passenger may have thought their unique keepsake would sail through security unnoticed, this wasn't the case. Preserved animals in liquid-filled containers typically fall under the category of restricted items due to the potential hazards posed by liquids on flights. But if you thought a baby shark in a jar was shocking, imagine a swarm of live tarantulas spilling out at an airport checkpoint. Number 13. 200 tarantulas. Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport witnessed a horrific event in 2012 when hundreds of tarantulas tossed from someone's bag. This chilling encounter became an unforgettable reality. It all began when a German couple, returning from a trip to Peru and transferring planes in Amsterdam, had their luggage flagged during a routine X-ray scan. Security personnel noticed something strange in their bags. At first, it was unclear what they were looking at. But one thing was certain. Spiders had no business being part of someone's travel essentials. When the bags were opened for inspection, the team was horrified to discover small containers brimming with over 200 live tarantulas. But the surprises didn't stop there. Alongside the spiders were beetles, millipedes, and grasshoppers, all very much alive. It was a classic zoo of creepy crawlies concealed within the couple's personal belongings. The Dutch Finance Ministry later confirmed the bizarre seizure, explaining that all the creatures were confiscated and handed over to authorities for further examination. Because these insects and animals weren't just unsettling, they posed potential health risks. Officials had to investigate whether the animals carried any diseases, especially since they were likely captured directly from the wild. Sadly, the tale of wildlife trafficking doesn't end here. Just a few years later in Melbourne, airport authorities uncovered an even stranger haul, proving that smugglers will stop at nothing to profit from the world's rarest animals. Number 12. Native lizards. Back in 2019, a shocking incident happened at Melbourne Airport when a 27-year-old Japanese woman was caught trying to smuggle 19 Australian lizards in her luggage. This was no ordinary airport security stop. Thanks to a tip-off from Australian contacts in Hong Kong, the authorities were able to intercept the woman just before she boarded her flight back to Japan. As she passed through security, an X-ray scan of her bag revealed something suspicious: web bags hidden inside her suitcase. Upon further inspection, Australian Border Force officers found 17 shingleback lizards and 2 blue-tongue lizards tightly packed into the web parcels. These reptiles, native to Australia, were likely being smuggled for the illegal pet trade or to be trafficked further down the line. The woman, identified as Okinawan, was arrested and detained by the Border Force officers. While wildlife smuggling remains a constant threat at airports, security officers are equally vigilant when it comes to detecting hidden weapons. Number 11. Knife in laptop. Security officers at Richmond International Airport in Virginia made a startling discovery: a double-bladed knife cleverly hidden inside the casing of a laptop. The weapon, concealed so artfully, demonstrated an alarming level of ingenuity that required sharp-eyed officers to detect. Robin Burke, the TSA Federal Security Director, emphasized the significance of this find, stating, "Detecting cleverly concealed weapons highlights the dedication, training, and expertise of our officers. Their mission is clear: to ensure that prohibited items capable of causing harm never make it onto a flight." Instances like this underline the importance of airport security protocols. Every day, TSA officers are tasked with identifying threats in an ever-evolving landscape of concealment tactics. From knives hidden in laptops to other bizarre attempts like weapons disguised as everyday objects, their vigilance helps ensure the safety of millions of passengers. And in faraway Dallas, a routine inspection at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport revealed a disturbing find. Number 10. The unexpected cargo. In 2020, during a routine baggage inspection at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, TSA officers stumbled upon a shocking discovery that raised serious health concerns. As they went through one particular suitcase, they were horrified to find several dead birds packed inside. The owner of the luggage claimed the birds were meant to be used as food for cats, a rather unusual and dubious explanation that left everyone questioning the truth. Things took a more alarming turn when it was revealed that the person importing the birds was from China, a country that had been struggling with multiple health concerns related to animal-to-human transmission of viruses. Given the timing, 2020